But in our country, where corruption seems to be a normalcy and a day-to-day activities of people in some higher and even lower offices, many Ghanaians believed that it is true he's received such amount of money, which is 40 million per a month. Fortunately for him, another report coming out says that it is not as it was. I think the office that published that should be held accountable. Oh. It clearly demonstrates their inefficiency. I mean, you can't put somebody in this kind of humiliation and trouble. For me, my personal view is that if Mr. Kpodo deems it right to take legal actions against them, I was listening to the early morning conversation between 627 and Egbeta, but I didn't really hear what he was because I wasn't close to a radio. If he deems it fit to take them on,
right?
I mean,
so the understanding we get, and maybe Councillor Apia Dankwa will help us with that they have rendered an apology, so based on that, he may not have too much of chances. I don't know. When we get there, I'm sure Council can guide us through it. But that's far. This is what we know. He suffered the damage for it. What is missing is that the Auditor General did not tell us. This is a transpositional error.
Yeah.
There has to be a figure for them to have either transposed forward or backwards. We don't know what that figure is. So it raises another question as to whether or not the Auditor General is coming with the full details or is deciding to do PR over a man's integrity and his dignity.
I mean, this is a clear incompetence of the Auditor General. I mean, maybe this is one of those that we have heard. There may be others that we don't know about. And it is not about, perhaps, I'm not saying they are not doing a good job, but if your inconsistencies, becomes too many, it creates the impression that your office is becoming incompetent. And mostly because we do not see them expending money and all that, it becomes so difficult for me saying that, he's incompetent. But I mean, this is purely incompetent act that has been demonstrated clearly by that office. And whoever did that, I mean, should be taken serious. We can't allow people to occupy higher office and be doing such mistakes. It's very, very bad.
Mr. Jikum, step in for me. Use Prince Derek's mic, your namesake's mic.
Okay.
Now this is what we have on our hands. If you were in Mr. Kpodo's shoes, what would you do?
When I heard the news yesterday, I actually heard it for the first time on reading, I think, surfing my Facebook page, and I saw that Fourth Estate had an expose sort of some corruption issues on earned salary that they were about publishing, and later in the day they published the story, and I realized that I was asking myself that, so there is somebody in Ghana here who is taking home about 14 million cedis a month for what kind of work that he'll be taking that amount of money. Funny enough, that evening on campus, you find a lot of people talk about the matter, pointing out that he's a director of procurement at the Ministry of Defense and all of that. Former director of procurement at Ministry of Defense.
That's where the pickups come in.
Yes.
It's not lands, right?
Yes. It's our lands and natural resources now, Mr. Kpodo. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So the report comes to, as it were, denigrate the credibility, the persona of the man. He has a family, he has children, he has people that they look up to him. For all intent and purposes, he may be an elder of his church, and it's been reported that he has received unearned salaries of about 14 million, only for us to wake up in a single document of an apology letter saying that we are sorry and it's a transpositional error. So what happens to the denigration of such a person? What happens to him? But of course, the law exonerates or indemnifies the media from some of these things, but from all indications, I think the Fourth Estate did a shoddy work, and I think they can do better next time, because for hard-earned reputations, for hard-earned names that people, all that people have is their names.
That's right.
And you see how Prince Derek gets so alarmed when we don't pronounce his name well.
Go ahead. Don't invite him.
And so for
don't have too much
somebody
time.
to work as a civil servant all these years, build a reputation for himself, and you tell us that, oh, the allegation about him or whatever that we've said about him is not so because of transpositional error. And so what happens to the man? Funny enough, the students that were having the conversation about somebody receiving on N 14 million CDs, they may not even have the chance to read this letter.
Again, yeah.
They may never have the chance to read it. The friends of the children of Mr. Podo, who may be teasing his children that your father has stolen Ghana's money of 40 million CDs, may never have the chance to get this letter and read. And so I think that we may have to take our time in this country when it comes to how we handle some of these things. In our speed to accuse people, in our speed to charge people and label people as thieves, as corrupt and all of that. I think when we take our time, we may be able to handle some of these things better.
Mark, Prince Derek, sorry. Now, it must be a hard and fast one for this gentleman. I can only imagine. But should heads be rolling, Prince Derek AJ?
Including his head, I guess.
And you have to explain.
Okay, so the man, his full name is Frank Oliver Bodo.
Yes. I told he's a vandal. It's a champ. It's a V-mate. Sharp.
Was a director of procurement at the Ministry of Defense. And he has been there until recently, when he was moved to the Ministry of Lands. So these are two very heavy money areas. The Ministry of Defense deals with a lot of procurement for the military and so on. And so it's a big portfolio to hold. And so he must definitely be paid well. But obviously not 15 million a month. And the allegation is that this has been going on for 29 months. So 29 months would put it
like about 14 million per month.
That's about 400 plus million.
That's right, 427.
Yes. So is it a case that it's now being detected, or this is month one of a yet to be achieved 29 months? Or is it the case that for 28 months it was not detected until the special audit was occasioned? Now, I mean, this really makes the Auditor General's office look very bad. Very, very, very bad. And so you cannot, as it were, fault the MPP when they take advantage of these to try and rubbish other things done by the office. Just like the crooks, quote unquote, who are facing prosecution under the OSP are quick to run and say that, you don't have the power to prosecute, and are all trying to jump away from the prosecutions, as Mustafa Hamid has done, and amply amplified by Tampoli and others who are also, the same soup.
Right.
I think that, yes, heads must roll. I agree, the heads must roll. You cannot take a pen or sit behind a computer and make such grave mistakes, because when you're dealing with figures, and this is not like some 20 CDs or some 40 CDs or some 400 CDs or even 1 million CDs. You're talking 400 million CDs. If you make such an error, it cannot be an error.
And how many of these have happened?
Supervised? Exactly. So who are those who supervise? I mean, now anytime you take a document from the Auditor General's department, you'll be wondering whether it is indeed correct. So who are the ones who are? If heads don't roll, it means that people will fail to have confidence in things that are churned out. And the officers would always sleep on the job when they are doing these things. That's, I think heads should roll. But as the heads roll, and I think it must roll, we must look at Mr. Kodo also very closely, because there is another issue of the procurement of the pickups, just like Baumia did some pickups which your colleague has sent to the OSP, who is not investigating, by the way. I think that the pickup issue also must attract attention. So when people are put in such positions as a procurement officer of a sensitive agency as the Defense Ministry or the Lands Ministry, you cannot also just do things anyhow. I think that somebody may have perhaps, and sometimes you'll be there, you'll be sitting or somewhere, and some money will land in your bank account. I'm sure people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but if it did to my account, I would go back to the bank or go to the police.
But some people will not.
Well,
everybody's not like you and I.
Well, but in future, you would have yourself to blame.
Exactly, but the point also is that some people would not. So assuming that indeed such a thing happened, or happens to a small degree, because if indeed it was not a transpositional error or whatever type of typographical error, but indeed the Auditor General, sorry, not the Auditor General, the what do you call it, accountant, what do you call it, the controller,
right,
was able to make such mistakes of changing figures or making mistakes when they are paying people.
Right.
When this is like, and it's happened a couple of times. I remember there's been even the issue of the double salary and all those things.
Right.
If our checks and balances were in place properly, those things should not have gone under the radar. I think that people should take more seriously to every coin, because this issue of oral does not start and end with NPP people stealing. Right. Even civil and public, civil servants, etc., are also part of the whole thing. And I think that everybody must be held to account. And where they put the man right now, I feel very uneasy, Mom. After the pickups, it should not occur that some lands too have been procured. Because I'm seeing,
come on,
David, I've just seen
the man is already
yesterday David Ajayi has launched an office in cantonment.
Yeah, because your government is not able to prosecute. You say he's guilty.
The government of Ghana.
Yes, your government. Is it not your party that forms the government?
Oh, what are you saying?
What am I not saying?
Is Parliament an arm of government?
Yes, it is.
So it's
Is Parliament a court?
No, but it's a court.
I am saying that your government.
Is the court system also?
I'm saying that your party. I'm saying your party in opposition told the people of Ghana that you have identified people who have stolen.
Yes.
The MPP said same in opposition.
I agree. I agree. And
now with the benefit of power,
yes,
you were mentioning National Cathedral in opposition.
Yes.
How people have taken monies that were not deserved.
I am highlighting this obvious affront.
Hold on, Architect J.
No, he's Ajayi.
No, it's a J.
It's Ajayi.
It's a J. It's a J.
It's a J.
Oh. He has mentioned his own name. The man says it's David Ajayi. Why making his name sound like mine? Don't do that.
It's a J.
It's a J.
It's a J. In fact, I know an Ansan AJ who I worked with. It's a J. Now, your party in opposition said that, look, he shouldn't have gotten the contract because at the time he hadn't even been called into, I don't know how they do it, inducted into the Ghana Architects, blah, blah, blah. He was not qualified. He took too much money that he was supposed to take, etc. You bumped him together with Ken Oforiatta and everybody else. 1 year, 4 months on, you have not been able to, and he should sit and wait for you and should not go ahead with his business.
Has Ken Oforiatta been in this country since this government came?
I'm not asking you about Ken Oforiatta.
You bumped him with.
I'm not. You answer the first one, then you can go ahead if I have time.
Now the arrangement of my answers to you want
to. No, I'm saying that because you mentioned Jay that he did affront, so that's why I'm asking you. This.
So I will take him from the trade fair. I've seen, and I do have in my custody, trade fair signed board minutes that indicate that David Ajayi was procured by illegal means, and it is in their own board minutes, signed board minutes.
I'm saying that your party now is forming the government. What are you doing about it?
I expect that such persons will be prosecuted. But who
you
brought him?
You are joining us to complain.
No, I'm not joining you to complain. I'm saying that Ken Oforiatta was front and central to the trade fair issue. Including
you are not answering my question. Your mic is off. Council, step in for your mic is off. No. So I've asked you a question.
He control the program.
No.
He control the program.
Hold on. I've asked you a question. You are now moving on to Ken Oforiatta.
No, but
I'm saying that
we have not prosecuted the man. The man is not in town.
No,
and we are chasing him and he's still running.
David J is not in town. He just launched something here. How is he not in town?
For himself said that he's
that upfront. You mentioned that something, then you are moved to Ken Oforiatta. Why?
But you said he was the one who was making it.
Oh possible. No, please. You are not ready to give me the answer. Council, please. Does this apology from the Auditor General save them from any legal issues if Mr. Podo decides to pursue the matter?
No.
He doesn't. No, he can still go ahead and pursue.
Yeah, my personal view is that all it does is that it mitigates the damages
that would have would be available to what's it called, Mr.
Kodo.
But the point is that they've published a story. That story was not true.
Okay.
You understand? And that story has led to the reduction of the reputation of Mr. Kodo in the eyes of well-meaning members of society. What the apology will do is essentially will be to mitigate that. You understand? I think there are was issues as in Auditor General being a constitutional body, whether or not they are protected by the constitution, if as in when they are doing their job and what they did was without malice or anything, whether or not it will serve as a protection, that's for the courts to decide. But I don't think that Mr. Kodo, as in there is any bar on Mr. Kodo by reason only of this what's called apology from taking actions. And I think aside, I agree with the general view that because of the position of the Auditor General, because where Auditor General makes documents, we assume that the document is sacrosanct.
All the T's have been crossed, all the I's have been dotted.
Because you audit, understand?
Yes.
You audit. So if you, the auditor, can make such grave mistakes,
the examiner cannot be wrong.
Exactly. So what it does is that quickly the kind of trust the public had in the Auditor General is reduced, and that's why we must take very emphatic steps, you understand, to at least win the perception war. You understand? So people do not suddenly start doubting documents that emanate from the Auditor General's office. And finally, to add to what you are saying, you see, Derek.
Prince Derek, he will say you
Prince,
are calling
Prince,
Mr.
so the NDC Derek.
Yes.
You understand? The NDC Derek. You see, we are tied with this business of we playing politics to get power, and then when you've had the power, you continue to play politics with same. You understand? At this stage, Prince, I don't expect you to be complaining, oh, he did this with Ken, he did this with that, he did this with that. The point is that, and I realize that you were trying to make an argument that Parliament is also part of government, but Parliament does not have the power to prosecute. The prosecutorial powers.
The OSP does.
Parliament does not have that power.
The OSP does, right?
Listen. The power to prosecute lies with the executive. Technically, it lies with the executive. The executive is not MPP. The executive powers is granted to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Prosecutorial powers are granted to Attorney General appointed by His Excellency John Mahama. By this time, we should be seeing prosecutions and not still stories about.
I agree with you.
And not stories about. So when questions are asked of you, that you've been in power for over a year, so prosecute. I don't expect stories about Nkefrada did that, Nkefrada did this, and Nkefrada did that. In fact, indeed,
we know what Nkefrada did.
You see, even with the Ken Ofrata issue,
you have not properly gone to court.
You see, I don't even like hearing he should come down. Because trust me, if I'm Ken Ofrata, and if you are Ken Ofrata, I doubt you would come back. And that's why we've granted powers to government.
You won't come home.
If I'm Ken Ofrata, I know that they won't come. I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying that it is a correct decision.
Right.
It's not a correct decision.
So
but in the principle,
are you saying that he's guilty?
I'm not saying that. You see, don't let us. All I'm saying is that that's why we've granted the power to take frantic steps through the extradition activities to get him down.
We have 5 minutes.
So fall on that power.
We have 5 minutes left. Mr. Jacob, let me come to you. Your presidential candidate, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, says intimidation. You'll not be intimidated. Yes. Baba Amando, that's his name, was arrested for some comments he said to have made. There are protests in the Bono area. Do you honestly feel intimidated as a political party, just a year and 4 months on?
We are not intimidated, but the actions of the NDC or the government of the day speaks a lot. Because we were in this country where we had members of parliament, we had political activists like Prince Derek themselves calling the president of the day names. As far back as in 2017, when this man who ascribes to himself as the only son of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu Apia Stadium was apprehended by the police, the president called for his release,
right,
and cautioned that his government is not tolerating those conversations. But it is becoming one too many. from the Kofi Ofosun cancers to the Abronya DC. I mean, a lot of the people. Why? And so now, when you speak up against the government, you become...
But your government did say more.
No, Johnny.
Including even making civil issues criminal.
Johnny.
You remember that there was a radio presenter who spoke about Madame Rebecca Kufuor, and he was picked up by state state apparatus when it was supposed to be a private matter.
But Johnny, does that make what is happening right?
No, it doesn't.
Exactly.
But it means that if you did it in the past, you should not be complaining about it.
No, Johnny, we
you
should.
served it
at
hot.
At the end of the day, I say that at the end of the day, that is why we were voted out of office.
Okay.
The family of Bobi Ansah voted against the MPP because we did that.
You don't
Bobi
know that
Ansah.
for a fact.
Oh, I'm just
Right.
conjecturing that they did that because of. And so why should you, for all intent and purposes, promise the ordinary Ghanaian safety, promise them peace, promise them tranquility, and then at the end of the day, now you can't voice out your opinion on radio. You can't voice out your opinion on social media. Today, the NDC is having a problem with somebody referring to their appointees as friends of the LGBTQ family. What wasn't said about Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo?
What was said about him?
Johnny, I may not want to repeat the tasteful word that was said about him. The things that Sam George said about him, calling the president of the day a spoiled child. These were things. This is how low we sank as a nation. This is how low we sank as a nation. And today, ordinary social media posts, reiterating allegations, and people are caught and picked up. Now, the dark days on the family of the Ofosun cancers is something that they may never forget. If for nothing, maybe if he was available, he may have professed certain remedies to have saved the life of his father.
Okay, so going forward, what's there?
I don't think that. Just as the venerable Chachuchi Kata said when UPSC Law School honored him recently.
It's an honorific lecture.
Yes, it's an honorific lecture. When he was giving his appreciation speech, he spoke about his days, his trial days.
Under President Kufuor,
after he had served as a GMPC boss and all of that, and he made one profound statement that caught the attention of everybody, that he doesn't subscribe to the fact that we use criminal prosecutions or we go after our political opponent to settle political scores.
How long ago did you learn this?
Johnny, even if it was yesterday, that should become the order of the day.
I see.
Until when? We can't wake up one morning and with our democracy tainted because of people wanting to settle their personal scores and personal issues. And so that is why the New Patriotic Party is staging the Nsura demonstration in the Sunyani East constituency today.
I hear you. Mark, 1 minute, Prince 1 minute, and then
on
this issue, 1 minute. Yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute only.
Yeah, just 1 minute. I'll even do less than that. In fact, if you study what democratic peace theory states, it posits that the democracies are less prone to use of force against each other than they do against autocratic systems, because they view them with suspicions, mistrust, and sometimes believe that fighting them is only the way to pursue their national interests. I don't think we are in a state where the minority leader would say that we are being intimidated and all that. And I really am happy Prince Derek Ajay said that no, they are not under any intimidation. So it means that his words and that of Dr. Bawumia are very contrary.
Thank you. Prince.
Very well. I think that
Derek Ajay.
Yes.
NDC Prince.
NDC Prince.
Yes. Okay.
No, NDC Derek.
NDC Ajay.
Go ahead.
Ajay.
Go ahead.
Anyway, well, I think that Derek Ajapon has has at least tried to distance the Wuntumis and other names that were initially thrown in as those being persecuted. Ghana for Monsorio, Mumbro, and all that. He's left them out of the list now. So he's now left with only 2 people, and they say 1,000 people are being hounded. But these 2 people also did things and said things that perhaps they are having to pay for. I don't know the details, but I do know Abranya has several issues in and out of the party. One for which reason the Black Maria was once deployed. I don't subscribe to how some of these things are done, but then again, I'm not the person who is in charge of Ghana's security. Perhaps I would have done more perhaps I would have done more.
To what you don't subscribe.
No, I said I don't subscribe to some of the things that had happened, but perhaps I would have done more in some of the instances that some of the MPP people had been involved in. Because if you take, and I'm going to give you a list, some of the people should have been picked by now. You people are complaining we are not prosecuting. So,
But is that how to go about it?
no, you don't get my point. It starts with picking up investigations.
No, you invite.
Not necessarily.
No, you invite.
You can invite.
But you can invite after the person that refuses to. You pick.
Did you invite Baba? No,
Several have been invited.
You know for a fact.
Yes, I do. I've been talking to the Yoko people and all that. I know.
Did you?
Most of the people
Who was invited that didn't show up?
Several. Do you want the list?
Yes, I want maybe 3.
You want 3? Okay.
Only 3.
The one whose house they went to in Kumasi just last.
Kofi Juma.
Yes,
Maxwell
he was
Juma.
invited.
And he didn't show up. Okay. Who else?
Okay, so I'll give you Muntumi.
No, Wuntumi.
Chairman Muntumi is
I'm
going
saying
to
that
court.
He was invited. You're asking about people who were
No,
invited.
but Wuntumi
Yeah.
went himself.
No,
He
I'm
went
saying
and
that those who were
You're
invited.
not asking about those who went to. You're
No,
asking about invitations.
no,
My question,
no.
I'm answering. I'm saying that I'm just stating
Okay,
a principle
okay.
position that the institution, the state
if you won't
institutions
give me the answer.
invite. I'm just saying that no. I'm saying that the principle is that they first invite you.
I have asked
So
you.
when you
Prince Derek
respond,
AJ.
you are not picked up.
Prince
But
Derek
Wuntumi
AJ.
you don't-
went, but
So,
Wuntumi went,
NBC
and they
Derek.
kept him in what
I
beyond
know, but I'm
48
just
hours.
opposing
Okay.
those who
Thank
are
you.
invited.
Your mic is off. Yes, Abia, you have a closing thought on this one.
You see,
So he gave me only one name out of the 3 who were invited who did not show up. That was what I said.
Abronye was invited. He didn't show up.
Abronye, Kofi Juma, who else? 3.
Oh, Akufado showed up. Okay.
Go ahead. Abia Dankra.
you see, I think if there's one thing clear, unless our politicians stick to principle, then nobody can have the right to govern. Because you see, the MVP right now, in my opinion, they are a laughing stock. They're a huge laughing stock.
The MPP.
Oh yeah, laughing stock. Because what they have right now is a simple lack of credibility to be talking about these issues. So they are for me, their demonstration just demonstrates to the whole Ghana that they do not, that this is a party that have no respect and regard for principle.
Hey.
Now, if the NDC also does not take care the way they are going,
They'll be put in that corner.
So then by 2028,
Sunrise on
then Ghana should be looking for.
But there's the base.
No, forget
The
about the
base.
base.
Why should I forget about the base?
The base are saying that the base.
There's a new.
No, but so you concentrate on the UP. You see, you concentrate on the UP. You see, because you see, he mentioned Wuntumi.
Yeah.
How can you justify keeping in this our constitutional dispensation, keeping anybody in cells for more than 48 hours without a court order?
Quite unfair.
You understand?
Quite
So I think the call. He was kept for 48 hours.
Don't mind.
Yeah.
Our time is that. Marco
No,
Siako,
but-
thank
but-
you.
but-
Let's
but
watch
you say,
Ghana.
but
We're
that
grateful.
constitutional
Prince Derek
will not be
AJ
cured
of the
because
NDC,
you
Derek
give a
AJ
person
Kum of the
and you give a
NPP,
person-
and lawyer Abia
No,
Dankwa
but-
of
but-
the
but
United
that's
Party.
all.
We're
So
grateful for
you
your
don't
time.
respect the constitution.
Gentlemen, thank you.